on, let's go, boy.
If you're watching this on whatever platform that you choose to watch this on, especially after the live is done, I would like for you to do me a favor. When you look at the thumbnail that is used, you will see our logo. As you're watching this, you happen to look to the top right. See that right there? The top right of the screen, that's our logo. 3 Black Geeks, right there. I need you to pay attention to that. When you see that, along with a screenshot of the particular movie that we are talking about, I'm going to say it very slowly. It is not, excuse me, it is not, I repeat, it is not the full movie. Okay? I'm going to repeat that one more time. It is not the full movie. So it's not, hold on, Chris. It is not even a quarter of the movie. It's not even a fifth. It's none of those units of measurement, okay? It is us talking. Our image means we are talking about said medium. Yes. Movie, TV show, you name it. Now, if I see one more person show up in the comments section and say, how you gonna put this up and it ain't even be the real movie? Number one, why the fuck are you coming to YouTube to watch a movie?
All places.
Number two, there are hundreds of streaming services. Many of them are free. You gotta watch an ad or two, but they're free nonetheless.
I will say this though. I'll go ahead.
Chris,
sorry.
Chris, let me get my monologue, okay? Many of them are free. Many of them, like I said, watch an ad or two, still watching the movie for free. In great quality. You're not watching a tiny little movie scrunched in the corner just to get past YouTube's bullshit algorithm. You're watching a whole ass movie. So, for any of you that come into our streams or come into our, just go into the comment section and say this dumb shit, I will personally fly out on some Jay and Silent Bob shit and I will kick you square in the nuts.
That being said, the Legend of Fist Return of Chen Zhen is the full movies on YouTube.
I know you did not just sit here and just signal boost some other thing that ain't us.
I didn't tell them the channel.
Notice I didn't say nothing.
I saw the face. I saw your face like this nigga did not just.
I didn't say the channel.
No, if you want to know something, I'm sick of seeing this. And yes, this might sound racist to you, but nigga, you my skin color, so it technically ain't. This is not full movie. I swear to God. No Hassim. No Muhammad. No Omar. No Sadiq. No Rashid. This is not the full movie. If I see this also, black guys up here, but they don't put movie. Why do you pull over? If I see that,
Yuri, sports car.
Yuri, hold on. Caval, there is a Caval. Yo, I swear, I am so sick of seeing that. And the best was like, and the only reason why, and I get it. When you see this, you get hope. You think, man, this may be the whole movie. But here's my thing, especially now, because see, some of them errors, some of those I can understand. You didn't see 3 Black Geeks podcast. You didn't see 3BG podcast before that. I understand those.
It's fucking text.
That's the ones I'm
sorry.
All the people getting bad.
I really don't mean to get loud. I'm sorry. It's just.
But errors, think about it. All the people that went to Perfect Blue and go, this is not Perfect Blue. I get it. I didn't label. It's not labeled 3 Black Geeks on there. 3BG podcast. Fine. So all the people though that are clicking on the what this is 3BG podcast. Gantz 0, why are you looking at us? So the anime not here? No, nigga, this is not Kiss Anime. No, this is not Crunchyroll that you were on. You're on YouTube. What I like to call the toilet now. the toilet of videos.
The toilet with the broken handle.
The most accessible toilet on the internet.
So that being said, we're not going to necessarily go beat for beat with Legend of the Fist, but we will talk about the basic outline of the movie because this is a movie that it took me when I first watched it before I realized this is a sequel to fucking the Jet Li Fist of Legend. Wow.
The one that got me is when you see Donnie Yen hit that high kick like Bruce Lee did in the other movie. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, so this one comes afterwards." Okay,
but
yeah, now I'm smart now.
Let me say that this movie is a direct sequel, but you don't know that it's a direct sequel until about an hour and 30 minutes in.
A full hour.
It's like a full hour because
unless you understood
a full hour with just very minimal info dump.
Unless you remember the end of Fist of Legend. So at the end of Fist of Legend, after old boy beat what the fuck was the dude? The general's name?
General Fujita.
Yeah, he beat General Fujita.
You didn't want to know what I was about to say. So I was going to be usual. Yamamoto. Yeah. D. Yes. Well, you can't think of a Japanese name. Yamamoto.
Played by the awesome Billy Chow.
When he beat him, basically that was going to spark war. So what ended up happening was he was going to take the hit, but I forgot what happened. I think the guy was like, all right, we're going to swap your body with somebody else and you can just get the fuck out the country, basically. And we substitute another body to kind of take the place of you so that when we execute them, boom, war is averted. So it's like, all right, fine, right? You think that's the gist of it, right? But yeah.
Here's where it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, you have him leave the country.
Yeah.
And the whole premise is after the Japanese leave China, I'll come back.
Yeah, pretty much.
You had him leave behind his Japanese girlfriend. Again, this is a sequel. This is a sequel to said movie, so you had him leave behind the Japanese girlfriend. Mm-hmm. No mention of her, by the way. And
it's G.I. Joe retaliation for the Legend.
I was about to say,
it's that. Like I said,
storyline.
Yeah, like I said, this movie is like very loosely. I mean, it's a very loose sequel.
It's a loose sequel. I mean, it's to the point to where this whole movie, Chen Zhen went from a grounded individual in Fist of Legend, despite the wire work in that movie, but it was still grounded. This motherfucker is Kato the Superman in this sequel.
Also, and I like to warrior. And now, and you know, say what you want to about the first Fist of Legend, and you know how the politics of the Japanese.
Is it better than Fist of Fury?
No, ain't that.
Oh, okay,
it's like when it comes to you want to debate the politics between the Japanese and the Chinese during that time and how it looked. It's fine, fair enough. That's but right. You know what D would say in this movie? Wow. It's like looking at a Fox News movie that's about the United States going to Afghanistan. This is some nationalist, patriotic Chinese bullshit.
You mean like the
They took that one line Bruce Lee said, and they just rolled with it. They all know weak men. Yo, sick men in China.
The movie.
We're not the sick men of Asia. There we go.
Yeah, we're not the sick men of Asia, dude. This movie was heavily criticized for that Chinese nationalism.
Oh yeah,
boy. Yeah. And here's the thing. We have seen this before. If you watched any Hong Kong flick between the 90s and to now, you have seen it several times. This one is one of several that were made in the last 10 years that are just swimming in. Okay, we get it. China number one. We get it. It's like and you know what? And here's me, just being a black man. Like, yeah, I get it. I got idea what these white folk doing it over here, man. You think I want to see Black Hawk Down on a Saturday? No.
You know, it kind of makes me ask this question. So, with all these movies, I would like to know, Mr. Yen, how many times do we got to see China just openly whoop Japan's ass? Like we're talking straight OCV. Like between this and Ip Man. Bro. You know what? And
I could be wrong with my time. And if I'm wrong, somebody straighten me out in comments or whatever. But last I checked, y'all didn't start barking until United States elbow dropped the living shit out of Japan. So I don't know how again, and that's why I preface that, Chris. I don't know the full weight of the politics between Japan and China, especially I know during the wartime. Okay, China had a little bit of reason doing that because if I read that correctly, Japan's some assholes. They are some assholes.
You want to talk superheroes?
You want to talk about Chris? Japan was you know how Cubans are to Republicans.
Yeah,
that's how the Japanese was to white people back then. Yeah, who we gonna kill? Yeah, we the best.
remember, Japan did get a little bit inspired by Germany when Germany invaded it. Like they invaded themselves first, and then went after Poland.
Oh yeah, they were feeling themselves, and then them nukes came down, and it was like,
like Japan, this is what Japan did. Japan pretty much beat up on the two weak niggas around them, which was Korea and China. Oh yeah, and by the way, they just hurricane kicked the living shit out of Cambodia, Vietnam, like for real. And I'm not joking. The Japanese Empire. They were not to be fucked with. They really weren't.
And then they flexed at Pearl Harbor. America was like, "Oh, word, got your ass."
I bet.
All right, cool. I mean, y'all still killing us. Like, yeah, that's a lot of niggas you killed on the Pacific. We try like losing. But hey, yeah, nigga, I'm reaching. Yeah, I'm reaching.
Actually, me and Eric saw this midway. That was the turning point.
That was a turning point. Yeah, I do know that. That was a gigantic. I hate saying that about war and battlefield because there's so many dead people. And then I think, hey D, think about Gundam. Okay. Midway was awesome.
I have to point this out though, because when I talk about superheroes, this is the beginning of the movie. This is what the fucking it was before World War, it was during World War One.
Yeah.
So
during World War One.
Yeah. So when I talk about this
during World War One,
when I talk superheroes, this is what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, Donnie is a full ass superhero right here.
I want people to understand that this is where the movie said, "All right, fuck it, we're gonna go ridiculous."
Now look at this. Now I love this because look at the wire. The wire is going to catch him in 1 second right here. First off, bullshit.
But watch this though. Not a single bullet touches him.
Wire. Okay. When you're doing moves that you can't do in COD, come on, bro. You can't, man. No, you can't do that move in COD. Chris, you can't do that move in Vanquish. How is he doing it?
Wait, Chris. Hold on, Chris. I gotta ask you this, sir. How does one initiate a full ass inertia drift? Like
listen to this song though.
This movie was ridiculous. My man's doing.
He clearly got shot right.
No. He's the fact that he's doing pegboards with a knife and just proceeds to whoop this entire building's ass.
How are you pegging stone like that? Whatever. Without breaking the knife, man. Look at it.
My man's like, I'll take that knife back. He's overkill. Way super overkill.
Okay, Donnie has been doing overkill moves like that for the last 15 years. So I won't even get mad at that.
This is superhero levels. This is
look at this. Look at that. Look at that. That pop, 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 pop.
Black Widow wishes. All right.
Black Widow wishes. Let me also say for the record, sir, the last time he was this ridiculous in the movie was Dragon Tiger Gate.
Yeah. Look at the speed. Wig. Look at the speed, man. The sick part about it is this. With all the wire fruit, like that move right there, like with all the wire fruit, a part of me still saying Donnie can do it by himself.
Well, from my understanding, there was less wires in this movie than Fist.
I couldn't fucking tell.
Wait a minute, it was less wires
in this than Fist of Legend.
Wow. Well, I mean, Fist of Legend, I understand.
No. Chris, Eris, I'm about to say, Eris is right. There would be less in this one than it is in that one because of that one, wire fruit was done way differently. And it was more time consuming than it is then.
Because when he was fighting General
they clearly put Donnie Yen on a harness and said, run, nigga. You know what I mean?
When he was fighting General Fujita in Fist of Legend and stuff, General Fujita punched Jet Li across the room and Jet Li was like flying and like, ah.
Nah, the best one though was when Jet Li and his friend were fighting for ownership of Jingwu.
Man.
Dude, first of all, when he came charging at him and Jet Li did that whole ass 7-foot leap into a roundhouse kick.
General Vegeta versus Jet Li was like me fighting Eris. It's like, what is this? What is this?
Me complete with belt and all.
General Vegeta was big. That dude was tall for no fucking reason. I'm like, this dude 5'11". Like, what is going on here?
I like how they picked the tallest Asian man they could find to be in that movie, man.
You picked
Like
the
that was
tallest,
funny shit.
first of all, you picked the tall. You picked the tall.
Uniform get up too.
No. You picked the tallest Chinese man to play a Japanese general. That is hilarious.
Yo, the uniform get up is what made it. I think that, you know what? Honestly, they said the clothes don't make the person, but that full uniform really it showed how tall he was. I was like, this motherfucker got a full-blown colonel star on his everything. Just like, yo, we're doing this shit. Like he was bison and shit.
You know, Jet Li needed that equalizer when he pulled out that belt.
Oh yeah, it was like, all right, this motherfucker tall. Time to whip out this belt, and we're gonna do this shit.
Which, by the way, he did use in another movie called Hitman.
Yeah, but Legend of the Fist, when you see the war scenes, I was like, that's when I knew, because when I worked at the video store at the time when this movie dropped, the cover of it was literally Chen Zhen in the Kato mask, and I had this one of those older black dudes that watch, he's one of those old black dudes that watch Kung Fu flicks back in the day, right? First reaction was, is this the Kato movie? And I was like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's Kato, but you might be right. You might be right.
And then you got remember that came out when the Green Hornet came out and movie is again around here.
Yep. Yeah.
No, hold on. If I'm not mistaken, this came out one year.
2010.
Yeah, this came out 1 year before the
1 year
Green
before
Hornet movie.
Yeah.
Also, that cover that you're talking about, CJ, is the same one that was released through Dragon Dynasty.
I never got the Dragon Dynasty one.
Well, no, sorry, it wasn't Dragon Dynasty, but it was the one that got released in America. The one with him wearing the Kato outfit in the rain.
It got a Blu-ray release too. I was kind of like shocked.
Yeah, I got that Blu-ray release. However, I know the one in China, it's actually from the final scene where he wears the white the white uniform from Fist of Fury, the one like the same one that Bruce Lee wore.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, and you see him again doing that same flying kick. That's the cover of the movie. Wow. So you don't even see him wearing the Green Hornet mask.
And the whole purpose of this movie is that Chen is trying to basically prevent the Empire of Japan from invading China. That's the basis of the whole movie, is him basically killing a lot of these fucking Japanese mobsters and gang members because the Japanese basically they're trying to assassinate the general.
And they got their own little kill list out, and they made it public. And I'm thinking to myself, that actually sounds like the Japanese. That actually sounds.
I hate to say it, but you're right.
I don't think that's on brand of the Japanese, but the Japanese. Here's the thing: the Japanese, when they want to be villains, they can be villains. They can be villains. So a part of me is thinking, D, was that some Chinese nationalism coming through? Or do you think the Japanese really did have a kill list out there and they were so bold as to make it public?
Well,
the answer is yes.
First of all,
the answer is yes.
So first of all, that kill list was that kill list was something.
Bruh, because the thing of it is, Chen. Now, actually, before we kind of dive various into this movie and stuff, I didn't see the English dub, so I know we were talking offline. D watched it. All right. So you mentioned something about the voices of like the English dub. Who was doing the voices that you kind of heard that you?
Well, they were mostly Funimation voices. Like really early in, the first person I heard for only 2 seconds was actually Christopher Sabat. The guy that was playing the cop, that was Chuck Huber, who does the voice of Android 17. Oh, wow. The guy that does Donnie Yen's voice, and I meant to look it up, and you know what, I'm about to do that right now. And see, that's going to be the hard thing, because a lot of the dub voices don't get credited. So and the worst part about it is, even when they do, you don't know which voice they did. So I just haven't looked into it yet. So I'm going to look into it right now. We should tell me.
By the way, Chris, I dropped in the private chat the 2 movie covers.
Okay.
On StreamYard.
Okay.
Go ahead and blow them up.
Yeah, Because here's the thing, when Chen comes in there to prevent the general from being there, that's when we see him first as in the Kato mask.
Dude, the way that he gets the mask too is he just walks by. He just walks by a local theater that happens to have the whole display, and it happens to be in his size too. The level of convenience and
the convenience of it all, right?
is just through the roof.
I mean, it really is. It's just happenstance, and I'm like, all right, cool, that works, that's fine, But it really is just a happen. But when he comes in there, that's when they really go all in, and the wire work is like through the fucking roof in that fight. Like it's just like really okay, cool, But
like the wire work through the whole movie is it ain't bouncing, it ain't like it's ridiculous. Like you remember when
like it isn't ridiculously obvious.
You remember when Crouching Tiger first came out and everything was just bouncing? It's nothing close to that's like at its very, I wouldn't even say at its very worst. It's just like wow.
The bouncing is one thing. My favorite was the floaty jumps.
I mean, look.
Them freaking Tekken 2 style jumps where everybody leaps, gravity-defying jumps.
I mean, I just remember when everybody was jerking themselves off, like, "Oh, Crouching Tiger cinema!" I'm like, guys, I get it. I mean, maybe you've never watched Asian cinema, but I mean, it's great.
To me, that's what a lot of critics did, because I think a lot of critics were like, Ang Lee is just giving us a whole new world to.
This is
cinema.
This is poetry.
And meanwhile,
film.
And meanwhile, the Chinese like, nigga, we make 5 of these every year. What are you talking about? Like,
that's what made it weird.
Like who made it? Ang. Really. See, I always pick it. Why they always got to pick the retarded Chinese nigga? Though?
See, I felt like such a gatekeeper back then when Crouching Tiger came out, because my folks, they knew I watched like anime, but they didn't know I was watching like Asian cinema anyways. So when it was like, "Hey Chris, you ever seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?" Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. No, but it just
I've seen it.
No, but it just felt weird. Like you've already seen these type of movies already before. So when everybody's like going gaga over, you're like, "Oh, I mean, it was cool. It's a cool movie. It's good. It's great.
It was all right.
Yeah, that's fine. Chow Yun-fat was great, But just the fact that everybody was gobbing themselves over Chow Yun-fat, I'm like, but guys, you didn't gob over him in the other movies. Why now? Like it was just.
And I really think it's just that people are fickle.
Hold on, if you gotta do like Dan O'Brien.
Fickle. Like I wouldn't even want to put no force on it. Just fickle as fuck. There's and I'm mad as hell right now. I'm trying to find these English voices. I'm never going to find them.
Something else I wanted to point out in this movie, by the way, besides the wire fu and all the crazy martial arts action, to give them credit, they were shot very well.
Yeah,
I love the cinematography.
I mean, we have to give credit to Andrew Law, who, if you know who Andrew Law is, he's the guy that's behind the Infernal Affairs movies.
You mean the God himself,
the God,
Andy Lau.
Yeah, the God. But also he did. I don't know if you guys watched any of the movies. I've seen 2 of them, the Young and Dangerous films.
Young and Dangerous films were good.
Yeah,
I want to say I did.
I think the first 2, but they did 9 movies total for that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I only seen the first 2.
Like, you want to talk about a movie that's about as long as the Fast and Furious franchise? There's 9 of these movies.
There's a reason why. It's kind of where, dare I say, that's where Yakuza kind of got its inspiration from, the series.
100%.
Like if you ever if you watch if you ever get a chance to watch Young and Dangerous, you're gonna sit back and be like, "Son of a bitch, this is where Yakuza got its inspiration from." The dramatic and everything.
So you said it. All right, go ahead.
Also, I want to shout outs to my boy, probably one of my favorite actors from China ever, my man Anthony Wong.
I mean, that dude's always getting work. Let's be real.
He's always getting work, but he's great in everything he's in. Like I still laugh at the questionable casting that they got for him being freaking Bunta in the Chinese cut of Initial D.
hey, Anthony, we need you to, by the way, he's a Brit. He's
a Brit.
He's a Brit, knows English and everything, right? He's like, shout out to him. It's like, hey, Anthony, we need you to just be drunk and asshole. Can you do that? All right, cool.
You know what, Chris? Let me ask this. And tell you guys can agree, disagree, but this is just something I wanted to know. is Anthony Wong considered Chinese Ken Watanabe?
No, well,
Yeah.
he should be.
He
He
should
should be, but no, because that would probably go to Chow Yun Fat if anybody.
See,
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna. I knew it. I knew you were gonna say Chow Yun Fat. I knew you were gonna say your chat. I knew you were gonna say Chow Yun Fat. I still say that it should be Anthony Wong.
It should be. Anthony Wong does have the distinction. Of actually having English roles. So yeah, I would probably go with him. I probably would go with that. I think the one thing I would say about Anthony was I don't know his politics, but a part of me says he didn't want the British to leave Hong Kong. I'm not saying I don't know the nigga, but a part of me's like, y'all gotta go, man.
Are you basing that?
Leave me over here with all these niggas.
Are you basing that off of his character in this movie?
No, just the fact when I glanced at this stuff and the fact that y'all say, yeah, this motherfucker, I know he can speak full English and all the rest of that, right? And I'm looking at some of the stuff like English audience would know him, huh? A part of me thinks.
I mean, the thing about
part of me thinks he did this movie. It was like, hey, what happened? You want to stay? Nah, I'm getting the fuck out of China.
No, but the thing about him is, I remember, I think they were talking to him. I think it was right after he did The Mummy, because The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which I was like, so did you just
again? That's another one I knew from.
Like in The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, I was like, so this movie just got all the Asian stars. You got fucking Jet Li, Russell Wong.
They just got all the ones that can speak English. Everybody. They got all the ones that could speak English.
They literally reached into the barrel of Chinese actors that speak English and has been in every other movie in Hollywood.
And before you ask, Chris, yes, that nigga just didn't pick up the phone. They did call Jackie Chan. That was one where like his wife's about to get up. Don't.
Leave it.
That's Paramount. That's Paramount.
Hey, D, you know what he really said? No. Let it ring.
Hey, he took that. He took that check from Medallion, didn't he? Though.
He might have taken the check from Medallion and the tuxedo and God, those really.
Why'd you take the money for the tuxedo?
And then
like why you take the money for the tuxedo, Jackie Chan? I'm still paying Ania's family. What? Shut the fuck up.
Also,
look, they believe I killed her. Shut the fuck up.
And it was 2004.
I get it. Shut up.
This was literally like the body ain't even cold yet because she died on New Year's Eve.
Hey, Aaron's like this, like shut up. Coughed it over my house 3 times. I don't need you bringing more heat over there. Do you know? Like I got look. You know what somebody told me? You know what? Like, have you ever talked to a Chinese G-man? You haven't. They different because they just shoot you. They walk to you and shoot you.
So wait,
you know what they told me? They told me after they was done helping me out? Do the movies, nigga. That's all they told me.
So you're telling me that Jackie was talking to a homeboy from A Better Tomorrow? He just rolled into his house.
No, but I'm gonna say the thing about Anthony Wong though,
he's trying to look Jackie Chan over there fighting him. His wife comes in there trying to fight him off. It just turning into that scene off of Rumble in the Bronx.
She comes in with the wrong size knife.
Yo, but the kicker about Anthony Wong though is that like
his son coming in with a ball, trying to hit him. Miss Jackie Chan. I told you it was no good.
The thing about Anthony Wong, though, to his credit, is that he really pushed against like the Hong Kong cinema, because Hong Kong cinema and in China, even to this day, they feel some sort of way about any Asian person that's like half like Americanized in any sort of way. And he railed against them because like I think John Woo was one of the first people to actually put him in a movie in Hong Kong and stuff.
Yeah, he was.
Oil. And he was really one of the people that was outspoken, like, yo, like just because I'm like not fully from China and stuff, I shouldn't be disqualified from getting roles in movies over there.
That's funny because flip side, I will say about 400 miles to the east of them over in Japan, Eris. Japan has a thick history of Korean Japanese people excelling I mean, these motherfuckers are. I'm like, yeah. Granted, they're treated like niggas over there.
Yeah.
But when they make it there, it's like Japan does the white thing. Hey, everybody, we told you we're united. See, racism doesn't exist.
You know, a great example. A great example.
The same way.
A great example of that is, you want to know, Tokyo's Compton is Shinokubo, which is the Korean town. Got their own station, their own station on the main train lines, and it's nothing but Korean stuff. So whenever Japanese people or other foreigners that come to visit Tokyo, when they just want a little taste of South Korea, just a little taste of Seoul, without having to go, without traveling literally less than an hour across the freaking water, to South Korea, you go to Shinokubo. I've been there a few times, and it's cool. It's nice, great food.
I mean, one of the biggest celebrities in Japan post-war was a wrestler, Ricky Dowson. Ricky Dowson. I forgot. I always fuck up his name, but he would end up training like Antonio Inoki, would have part in the development of other big wrestlers, even Ric Flair. These, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was half Korean. They saw him as a national hero, and it's a huge deal, not only to just Koreans that live in Japan, but Koreans that live in South Korea. They look at it as like, yo, you went over there with all them racist motherfuckers and did what? So, and like, it's funny that Japan kind of leans into some of their actors being half black, half whatever. You know what I mean? They kind of lean into that. China.
It's the situation where they don't fully accept them until they're like 100% successful, and even then, you still have like a greater 5% that still won't accept them.
I mean, good example, best example of it right now. Her name is Naomi Osaka. Naomi, boy, they did not support her the second she got out there. That little black chick started winning everything. She's half what? Yeah.
No, hey, hold on. She's not the only one. The one before her, Miss Japan, was half black.
They like the Japanese have that weird. Like I said, to me, they act like liberal white people. See, Deshaun is one of us.
But China, even recently with China, Simon Liu with Shang-Chi, China does not fuck with that movie at all. They look at the movie like,
I'm sorry, what?
You really thought?
No, Eric, no, Chris. Jay for Black on Black Cinema owes me money. I told you the Chinese won't pay for that.
Simon Liu came out and was like, look, and there was a couple of other people that are Asian American was like, really? If you think about it, Asian Americans in Canada and the US support the fuck out of Shang-Chi because China, mainland China, they go the fuck out of Asian Americans.
Listen, I'm gonna be like, look, I'm gonna go ahead and be that guy. No, I'm not gonna be a weeb about it, but I am gonna go with the proper pronunciation. Thanks to this Chinese girl with braids that did it right. She taught the proper pronunciation of the movie, and that is Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi. You know, but they do not. China does not fuck with Asian Americans at all. Like they really.
I believe it. It's like, now here's the thing. Now I do believe it's kind of the stereotype. I don't think it's the stereotype that black people have taught ourselves on both sides. Yeah. Because Africans have told themselves we don't like black Americans, and black Americans have taught us we don't fuck with them Africans. I can kind of get that being on the Chinese side, but then again, last I checked, Negro. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Between y'all.
Also, they didn't fuck with Crazy Rich Asians because to them it was like, whatever.
Oh, they did. I know they didn't bang with that.
Of course they did. Considering how they could they easily put out movies like that in their own country like every year.
Yeah, but here in America, it's like a rarity.
But here's the fun part. But when the Academy was kissing the dick of South Korea, guess who wanted to show up like, ooh, massa, look at me too. Guess what industry all of a sudden put force in their stuff? All the Chinese are so full of it.
They really are. They will do that. And I think that's the kicker about this film, like Sue said, with the whole nationalist aspect of it and stuff. They were really laying it on thick on the Japanese, like being the villains and stuff. I mean,
and they do it to Americans. They do it to Americans too. That's why some of our movies don't come out over there.
I mean, which I get to a degree because you got to push
a lot of them don't.
I mean, because to the point to where at one point when they go and assassinate General Zing and it turns to a full blown shootout in front of the club. Like I said, Chen Zhen just pops by and over the Kato mask and just
I love two things. I love two things because number one, my theory was right because later on, that Gerald walked over to your boy Chen, just took off that little pencil mustache, and then later on, I just like the fact not only did he show up sans no mustache, but this motherfucker is going at least 70 miles per hour in the rain. Wire Superman punch.
Like this.
I'm like, yo.
Oh, where's it at?
Oh, damn, I got blue that shit. I got blood shit up for myself so I can see that part. Like, see, all the hand to hand was decent, to be honest with you. Yeah. Oh yeah, them brass knuckles, man. I need a pair of them.
You did.
I need them spiked knuckles, bro.
First of all, hold on. Let's talk about how this was shot.
It was shot very nice.
That right there was a really good shot.
Like this, like that right there, even like that whole jump over, man. Just the whole sequence.
It's like it emphasizes Donnie Yen what he can already do, pretty much.
That right there is pure Donnie Yen. He can do that.
Yeah, there are just some moves that Donnie Yen, like Donnie didn't need no wire for that. That was him. That was all. That was Donald Yen. Yen.
So something else about this scene, by the way, with like considering how you had the two generals that were talking prior to this, you already knew one of them was good. Like one of them was going to have an assassination attempt.
Yeah,
of course. It's a power struggle. It always is. I mean, and look, I'm still laughing.
I mean, he just
punch.
I mean, he just laying in with the thing that gets me about not only the fight scenes, like most of the punches that you see are just like
the wind up.
That nigga able to wind up, then hit him with the Randy Orton boot. Yeah, look at that dog. Okay, come on, man. That was just stupid. That was just silly. I'm sorry. I get that. That was just sped up wire food right there, man.
Hold on. Something else to point out.
Remember, I love how my man spun off that car too.
Now hold on, D. Something else you also got to remember too. Remember when we watched Tom Yong-gun and every single shot it looked like Tony Jaa was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another good example of that shot out of a cannon look is one of my favorite movies of all time, which is a wire food movie like hell. I swear to God, I think every scene had wires in it. And that was Fung Sai-yuk too. Fung Sai-yuk. Every jump that Jet Li made jumping backwards, it was like
I didn't know.
I just know there was like five niggas like
real talk to you. I didn't know who at that back then. I didn't know who was battling for the supremacy of wire food. This or Storm Riders.
You ain't lying, man. Storm Riders was fucking ridiculous too. Good lord, everybody was on a wire in that movie, man.
Chris. I was actually gonna say to you, isn't it funny that this is supposed to be the sequel to Fist of Legend? And what we got is a who's who of actors for the cast. I mean, we got Anthony Wong, Donnie Yen, Shu Qi, and a couple of other famous Chinese actors. Like they were all put together in this one movie. Which one?
Huan Bo.
Yeah, Huan Bo. Huan Bo was another one, and they all did really good. Me personally, I loved Shu Qi playing the Japanese spy.
Yeah, they really this movie, when I say superhero-esque and stuff, they really leaned on the 007 aspect of the film and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, it really felt Hollywoodized in a way.
It felt like it. It felt like Hong Kong was definitely sitting back, taking notes at Hollywood movies that came out in the last 10 years and said, okay, let's do it with this.
That's a female spy that's helping out the main character and stuff, and she can hold her own to a degree. I mean, she was out there fucking busting shots off in the club before Chen Zhen rolled up in there. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. The one thing that got me though was CQ the whole movie, she had this look like she was drunk out of her fucking mind. Then she always like, no.
Shu has she at least during
What's her facial expressions though?
No. I would say throughout her career, throughout a good portion of her career, she's always had two looks that's like super recognizable. It's her with the I would say the cute dumbfounded look that she had, and of course her playing drunk.
Yeah, her playing drunk. I was actually mad at that one scene though, where she was drunk and she brought that dude's picture. I was like, "You were so handsome back then," and she stopped before she would have been with the hotel room like this. Go in there with her, dog. Go.
No.
Like, there's go. Do it. Go in. I would.
No, when she turned around and said, "Can I get your autograph?" And I'm like, like when she said that, I'm like, I think Donnie knows. He's secret, like Chen secretly knows. Like he quietly knows something's up. Like how you just gonna? First of all, number one red flag. You got a gun. Gun fell out your purse. Number two, you got my picture. You snuck the picture from my possession. That's 2 strikes already. Number 3, I'm gonna need that confession. You're a spy. You're working with the Japanese. It's a damn shame.
And number four, it's just bothering me. But I don't like how no Chinese sister just know a Japanese song like that.
Yo, hold on. How ain't shit? How ain't shit was this movie where she sung like probably a bar and a half of that Japanese song and immediately got wrecked by a
I hated it for one main reason, because the Chinese are implying they're the black people, because the second she started singing it, the Japanese people went all the way Japanese. I was like, so they saying that they ain't got no beat, they loud. I'm like this. Y'all just mad because they just animated Rock Lee like that. Y'all petty. See, y'all petty.
You mentioned it earlier, D. I'm still laughing. It's like, so Donnie, you're just gonna put on that fucking Charlie Chaplin mustache and think that's gonna work the whole movie.
Hey, look. We're
an hour and 48 minutes in.
I'm just saying, man. It's like you might as well just not war. You might as well Clark Kent that shit.
You might as well. I got a question. What was going to be the difference between a mustache or not? Well, you know what? Look. See, you can fool those white people over there. You can fool all the British people. That looks like any other of these blokes. Like that, I can believe that. But real talk, because black people, we look. The best example, guys. We black. All y'all niggas look the same. But that being said, here's us. I can tell the difference. Come on, we ain't stupid.
Let me put it to you like this. There was it was fooling everybody except for Chinese Inspector Zenigata here.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Which was also
part of me was thinking that it didn't fool the Japanese either. Because it's like this. How did you know it was me? Here's them. We shut up.
By the way, when he was roasting that the British dude who basically spoke in racism the entire time.
Spoken racism.
Oh, you mean every British person in this fucking movie?
Son. Oh, man.
So let me get this straight. The British are lazy people who just command the Chinese around. The Japanese are just these invaders who just are bullheaded, don't care about the Chinese.
No characterization, just vibes.
And the Chinese, they are not the sick men of Asia.
I mean, but they were expected to fold every time either one of them walked in the room.
Basically.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we are not the sick men of Asia. Talk to Laos. That's fucked up, dog. That's what, like, I ain't got nothing to do with this, man. The French messed us up. Y'all deal with the British.
Yo, one thing is this though, right? You talk about it's like the whole thing, black people looking alike and stuff. I've had moments where I'm walking away and somebody sees me from the back and they call me by somebody else, and I turn around and be like, "Oh, you're not him." I get scared because one day I'm just gonna hear a click and I'm like, "Oh God."
You know what? I always say that by myself because because I made the mistake and got dreadlocks and been this weight in Washington, D.C. So I thought I was going to get that. No, I get that far more less than when I had cornrows. When I had cornrows, just so happened, I look like every other nigger and Allen
You owe me money.
So I have no idea. Yo, I had a dude walk up to me. Hey, cuz, where my money at? Like, I'm sorry, do I know you? Oh, nah, man, my bad, bro. My bad, man. Nah. Hey, no, nigga, you know this nigga? Nah, I don't know that nigga. I'm sorry, bro.
D rolled the Iverson ball, getting a sugar cookie, almost about to take
Actually, that was in Forest.
I'm mad this man went sugar cookie though.
Sugar cookie.
Hey, them sugar cookies banging them.
Hey, look like this. No, hey, Chris. You right about that. I ain't gonna say no to that.
I'm just saying, like,
yo, why to be my ball? Why be my ball? My mom said, my mom was like, what you in Iverson for? I was like, I was getting the pizza. I was trying to get my phone checked out. I got this song. I showed her like the shoes I got and all that. She's like, so it's all right now. It's Iverson. I went there for shoes. What did you? I went there for shoes and pizza, mama. What did you think I was going to come out with a house? What did you think I was going to come out with? And my mom said this. She's like, I'm fine when I'm fixing everything up over there. Why did he put a Shoppers World right there? Like, I don't know, Mom. Like, look, Foreman Mills, I get it. T-shirts, $10 T-shirts. Fine, cool. Why would you then put the cheaper shop on the other end of the mall? That is some nigga shit. See, but what about this? See, that's what that's black people. That's us black people. 5 steps forward, and then we black out and walk back.
Hey, you see all them nice ass fucking spots like BurgerFi and all that stuff on one side, and then everything else on the other side.
Everything on the other side.
It's like goddamn.
Look, the same shops. The same shops they had since 1997.
No, it's literally this. It's literally the what is it? It's literally the Whole Foods episode from South Park.
I like, dog. This thing, like, here's the thing.
Actually, it's like the Woodmore Shopping Center on one side of the Beltway. They look over the side. It's that lonely ass empty lot where Landover Mall used to be, and it's like, I guess you niggas can't get.
I will say this. Now, here's the funny thing. And I said this to DK when we was over there and all that shit. Right? We was going through the parking lot. I was like, he said his little mall, like, there's a mall in Miami that's just like Iverson. Ha ha ha. Ghetto mall. Black people loving each other. Right? So as we leave it, right. I was like, yeah, these are the garage. These are the garages. All right. No bullshit. There are like 70 unsolved murders. He's like, what? I'm like, nigga. He's like this. That's just like the mall in Miami, nigga.
Speaking of murders,
I'm like, man, like, nigga, don't be telling me about all the unsolved murders of Opalaka. Like, nigga, I need to.
Look,
the Opalaka files.
Look, every once in a while,
I don't know what.
Every once in a while, I drive past Iverson Place, and I'm like, yeah, it probably is a lot of unsolved murders over here.
Oh yeah, it is. Like, what about Forestville Mall? Nah, man, they solved all them.
They gentrified it. They solved it and then gentrified it preceding afterwards.
No. First of all, you're both wrong. They didn't solve shit. They sprinkled some crack on it and then gentrified it.
It's like this. How you going to gentrify to only? Like, how y'all going to gentrify to only black people and Spanish people with government jobs? How is that the only one y'all gentrify?
And it's half-ass gentrified at that. It ain't even full gentrified. It's half-ass gentrified.
No. Here's the thing. Because D knows, because my mama shops there. You know what they all say? See, that Burlington good now.
Nah, man. It's like as soon as I saw the fucking Chick-fil-A and the nice ass fucking shoppers over there on that side, I was like, oh, it's gentrified, but
hey, Chris, as a person that lived in St. Louis life, you think.
On the surface it looks that way, but I was like, oh, it's some black ass people working at Chick-fil-A. And yet
this is Suitland. We are the hub. We are the hub station for all the niggas and Spanish folk here.
Hey, as good as that Chick-fil-A is, they still get your ass in and out of that.
In and out, that motherfucker. They quick as a mug of that one. That one, pound for pound, might be the fastest in the city.
Of killings, though. Did you like how Chen Zhen and the Colonel are literally racing against time on who's going to kill the people on this list? And
I like how
it's first of all, look, I don't care who you
it's
are.
Yoke Up City.
Listen. I don't care who you are. You you call yourself the masked warrior. You really think you're going to try to stop any of these assassination attempts?
You're going to stop 15 killings, dog? Are you the
Flash? First
of
all, did you see how many names was on that list? I could see if that kill list was like at most 10, 15. Like
it was 18
no.
people. Okay.
If it was less than 20 people, okay, he might lose. If it was less than first of all, if it was less than if it's less than 20 people, fine. You might lose maybe 2 at most. But,
it was 30 plus.
Sir, it wasn't even 30 plus. I counted. That was a good 50.
Nigga, that was a scroll they broke out.
That was a scroll. A whole ass scroll.
You losing about 30 of the people on that list. So who you really like on that list?
Unless you manage to convince a good chunk of them to just get the hell out of Shanghai.
Which to his credit, I like how Chen they based this scene around Chen going to a news editor, and they have to save this news editor. And news editor
gets his ass kicked, doesn't he? That news editor, the second you see him in the scene, all you see is fucking kicks to the chest.
I was like,
I like how he got his ass whooped, but his glasses remained on his face. That's wow.
No, my favorite one was seeing the very first dude that he saves in the car, right? He saves the guy in the car and he tells him, listen, I need you, just get out of town, okay? Just leave Shanghai for the time being. Very next shot, assassination attempt. Yeet! My man got thrown out. He went head first into the ground. It looked at first I thought it was like a practice dummy that went flying out the window.
I thought it was a bad take because you know how they have a bad take
because he was so lifeless when he got tossed.
I know, right? I thought like half of that was like fake. I had to watch it twice. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened?
Like I said, like the way he goes out is just straight yeet.
Hold up, I'm trying to think, is this it right here? Hold up. Let me see if it is. This might be it. Hold up, let me find it. Because that shit was fucking hilarious.
I mean, I took the clip and I posted in our group chat.
There it is. Is this it?
The publisher's killing scene? No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I love this. The freeze frame.
No, it wasn't.
We still need to see this though, just for context of what.
I was gonna say it definitely wasn't this scene though.
My nigga getting fucked and working everybody. Bam!
Give me your hand.
He's a see you can write anymore. And again,
punch the flying Superman punch though.
Oh my god, man. I just love just the over-the-top nature. It was like, nah, man, we're gonna go nuts with this. Nah.
I mean, everybody is getting worked in this movie.
Damn. Imagine getting pulled out your ear.
And he dead. I don't give a fuck what you said. He died right there. Getting kicked in the head like that, you dead. Get your ass down.
First of all, anyone who gets tossed like that, like, how powerful is your kick?
Shit! Did you see how hard he kicked that dude?
Hurricanrana.
Hurricanrana, that nigga. Wop, 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 wop.
It's like, that's cute. You brought a knife.
Okay, no. I'm sorry. Of all stuff, that slide right there, no.
Ooh, punch in the throat. Ah!
Yeah, he's done.
Clean.
And we run. It's like if you're going to kill him, there was 0 point to punching him in the fucking hand in the first goddamn place.
I was like, what are you about to jump to? That threw me off so bad the first time I saw this. How do you get back on his feet, though?
I mean, he's Chen Zhen, so what he can do.
Now, I will say this. This is just it's not a big deal. And, I know I get no movie, but I do like how the fact that these are men for the Japanese army. Not a pistol.
No one had a pistol.
One pistol.
Well, let's think about this. First of all, the original intention was to come in and strong arm these folks through intimidation tactics.
True.
They were not expecting, a 5'9" Kato to come barreling through like he shot out of a cannon and literally OCVing the entire room.
Now, D will say this, and this is kind of stupid because this is not true. But Bushido says, always be ready for.
Confucius says,
Confucius says,
D. Confucius says, keep that thing on ready. Keep that thing up on your waist.
As was written by the great Miyamoto Musashi, he said, and I always keep.
Always keep that thing on me.
No. And as great Musashi said, if young Metro don't trust y'all.
Now, you know what? That clip, by the way, that clip right there, stabbed in the gut. That scene,
stabbed in the gut. You're too late.
You legit feel bad for Shu-Chi's character.
I mean, she basically had to the Colonel at this point really didn't trust her. So
he definitely didn't trust her.
So we need you to kill the general's friend. We need to go ahead and you kill the general's friend. So I know that I can trust you.
How messed up is that?
I just like how my girl, though, she thought she had somebody. I'm the girl. I'm the general's girlfriend. You can use me. Tell her.
Because I'm the general. Because I'm the general's girlfriend.
Why are you talking to her?
Like, I'm the general's girlfriend. Leave Kiki out of this.
Kiki.
No, you know what?
That's the name they gave you, boo.
No. You know the best part, because Kiki, that's Shu-Chi's character. Here's B when she thought she had a friend. In her head, she's hearing, Kiki, do you love me?
You're right. You say you never leave me beside me. Because I want you and I need you to tell these niggas not to kill my boyfriend. Do you hear me? Are you listening?
Laughs JDF Kia.
I love it. I love it because here's the general. Whoa. Kiki?
Like,
no, that bitch name is Yumi.
It's like, you really don't know anything, do you?
That bitch name from Yumi, and she's from Nara. So
what I liked was how she just looks at the whole situation and goes, "What are you doing? Do we really need to bring her in on this? Like,
I just find it
can
funny.
we just use her as bait? Do we really have to kill her? I don't want to do it."
Whoa. I got a question, baby girl. I got a question. Why I'm going to use her as bait? What am I going to get out of that? Well, if I do, I'll just let you live. I'm Japanese and it is 1941. I'm killing everything.
1925, sir.
Yeah,
whoa. 25?
25.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Because I was really wrong in my brain. And number two, doubly good because I was really wrong in my brain about something else. So that leads me to say one thing. Oh, this is World War I Japanese.
Yeah,
they really. Oh, look. Oh, they're really asshole. Because these are the Japanese that didn't get throat punched yet by America.
I mean, this is Japan. This is Japan after they made Akira. You can't tell them shit. I mean, let's just be real about this and stuff. I think in history,
I'm sorry, Monster Hunter. This is after they made Monster Hunter. You can't tell them nothing, yo.
I mean, I think in history we tend to sit there and gloss over World War I because let's be real, we don't give a fuck about World War I. We want to go to World War II.
Here's the funny thing. When it comes to the good story, when it comes to stories, like really super harrowing stories, World War I is chock full of them. There are a whole lot of them and all the rest of it. You gotta think about this because back then, when they still using that long thing to load up their guns. I'm playing. No, they didn't. But still, like back then, it was a lot more gruesome, the trenches and all the rest of that shit. So yeah, you make these really big stories out of it, and big stories have come out. The biggest one that came out of World War I was actually Lord of the Rings. Who knew? But because of all that, you got to see like there are a whole lot of stories. World War II is sexy shit. World War II is Pearl Harbor. Like you can just say all these big battles and make it look all sexy. And the World War I, no, that's just the worst of humanity. Like a baby should get shot in the face in the beginning of the scene. That's how it is.
I mean,
World War I is that screwed up.
I played Medal of Honor and COD for really romanticizing World War II and stuff. And it's just like, what about World War I? Fuck that war. And it's like, goddamn. Like, and it wasn't until Battlefield came out that Battlefield was like, we're gonna go to World War I. And me, I was like, hooray. All
right, Eris, you're a cartoonophile. Remember the old Looney Tunes cartoon that had War and Peace, and they showed the guy coming out the mud shooting and all the rest of that shit? That was World War One shit. Yeah, that's how DC's World War One.
Him coming out of the no way. I've seen the one they used of them coming out of the mud.
Remember, it was,
and considering this was Looney Tunes, that this was super World War II.
That it had to came out during World War II.
It came out during World War II.
It had to come out during World War II, but still,
the one with the Gremlin, the one World War One.
No, Gremlin was World War II.
Gremlin
that was all.
World War II.
Those stories came from World War II.
Okay.
In fact, all of Looney Tunes cartoon stuff was World War II.
Okay. The only they may have had stuff like referencing the Civil War, referencing World War One, but they never really. All of the real heavy shit did come out of World War II. I always took that as
shout outs to Southern Fried Rabbit.
Mm-hmm. You know, Eric, all I got to say is this: Yowza.
Look, let's get back to this movie.
No, but at this point, this is where shit starts going nuts because Chen Zhen's comrades decide after Chen Zhen gets kidnapped and getting tortured, hey, let's go on ahead and bomb these Japanese headquarters because fuck it, why not?
They went for it,
and it worked.
His friends rolled through probably the greatest yet simplest plan ever.
Hey, to their credit, in a movie like this, you don't expect it to work, but it worked. They came in, had a plan.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. This is like one of those. Look. I played this mission in Medal of Honor. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. This was me. This was me watching this. I said, fully loaded plan. Went off without a hitch. Got him out of there. I don't see it's impossible to believe that there's going to be consequences of this.
Oh yeah, there's always because anytime there's a success, obviously there's consequences. So while Chen Zhen, who they somehow caught that motherfucker slipping, kidnapped his ass and beat the shit out of him and stuff, they decide, oh, you bombed our places. All right, we're gonna murder him and then we're gonna add a dash of rape in it because why not?
His sister. Hold on. Excuse me. His sister. Chen Zhen. So
I know, Chris. It's like you turned it all off the office when you heard it. Just the second you heard no.
No. He's right. No. I'm serious. I'm sitting back and I'm going, wait, Chen Zhen, you failed throughout the whole. No, hold on. You failed a whole hour and 38 minutes in Fist of Legend to even mention a sister. She didn't have to appear in the movie. You could have just mentioned the fact that she had family, which is a sister who lives somewhere in Shanghai because she obviously was not at Jingwu Academy. Okay. Yeah. And after all this time, you come back and you find your sister. So do you have any other secret family members that this movie decides to throw at us randomly? See, this, in my opinion, was probably one of the reasons why Donnie Yen blast this movie, because they removed about 10-15 minutes worth of footage.
What?
Yeah,
Donnie Yen doesn't like this?
He does not. He said it on his personal blog. On his personal blog, he wrote he did not like what the distributors did.
Yeah, when this movie dropped, Donnie Yen, he kind of pulled what Chadwick Boseman did with Gods of Egypt, where it's like, yeah, I'm doing my obligation to promote this movie, but also fuck this movie.
You know, it's kind of funny. Donnie Yen is one of but remember, this ain't the first time Donnie has said some shit like this about a movie. So, and I'm not even talking about I'm not even talking about how he talked about the American movies. No. This ain't the first time we talked about a Chinese production like all y'all trifling.
Like I said, they took nearly 15 minutes worth of footage out of the movie.
Because you would think it'd be oh, he's mad it took an hour. Nah, nigga, 10 minutes. That's
10
all
minutes.
it is.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
See, but it was 10 minutes of non-fight scenes that was just removed. And I said, you know what? Why do I got a feeling the 10 minutes that was taken out would have added context to a lot of questions I had?
Especially that middle part. And again, I don't think this movie's bad, but that middle part probably needed that 10 minutes. But that second act probably needed it.
But it's like I said earlier when you muted yourself, D, it was it felt as though they went full American. It was like, no, people came here for the action. Fuck that drama. And it's like, But this is what you guys are aces at.
Chris,
Is drama.
I told you, this whole movie is so pumped with nationalism. I believe it. Like even the little scene with his sister all of a sudden being raped. A part of me is thinking like that. Like, do we have to add that in? Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Why?
we did.
Because the Japanese already have 15 horns on their head and they're breathing fire. Now we need the fire to come out of their ass, and they need them to grow another head. So yes, they have to rape his sister.
But that was the thing that, like, a lot of people, especially, I think that's what people kind of hated about the Kick-Ass comic, but they appreciated about the Kick-Ass 2, the movie. Kick-Ass 2, the movie, everybody's like, oh shit, they're gonna show the rape scene, but they flipped it. When dude sits there and pulls his pants down about to rape the chick, and she was like, "Oh, dude, your penis is small," and he's like, "No, it's not." And they just backhand the chick and they don't rape her and stuff, right? So they flipped it, and I was like, "Okay, thank God they didn't do that," because that's a trope that's like, that's just low hanging fruit. It's like, we're evil, rape, and I'm like,
here's the thing.
We're evil. No, like we're evil. Immediately goes to rape. That's your first option. That's your first. No, that's your first option in the turn-based RPG.
Rape, shake, run away.
No. Attack, magic, items, and then click left, limit break, rape. And it's like
limit break, rape. No, like this. Do it. What you doing? I'm trying to pick masturbate, but they won't let me.
You haven't quite gained levels yet to get masturbate. So.
But I can rape. See, this game doesn't make any sense. I told you.
No functional sense whatsoever.
Look, here's me. Chris. Yeah, I told you, man. Square losing their shit, man.
They really are.
No, nigga, I didn't do it. What part? Hold on. Hey, Harris, that ain't this deep right here. Hold on, let me see. Oh, I didn't know you had to do that. Now I got it. Bye. Harris, no, that's true because I have done that. I got it. Bye, and I will hang you up. And
the thing of it is, the rape, they really try to go melodramatic with the rape, and I'm like, why can you just cut away? Like, what
because
are we doing
here's the thing. Because
at least they didn't actually show it.
They didn't show it, but it's just melodramatic though. And
the part the part that also gets me is when he finally sees his sister again, and she's like, "I'm fine." She's like, "No, really, I'm fine." She begins to cry, and I'm like, and this is where he gets his superpowers to kick in. He's ready to take on
activate.
Right, he's ready to take on all the Japanese at this point. Like number one. Wait, raped by the Japanese. No. Wait, number one. All my friends are dead. We literally came up through the mud at the beginning of the movie. And number two, my sister gets raped. Number three, my would-be girlfriend, which by the way, Anthony Wong literally just tossed her in my direction. My would-be girlfriend, I have already suspected is working for the Japanese, and it turns out to be true. And the fact that I had to threaten to kill her, by the way.
Yeah. Because I wanted to do that when I woke up this morning.
Right. I really
that was all my plan. That was on the agenda.
I really did not consider, that. Like, I really did not consider that by the time I woke up, that by 5 o'clock I would be threatening my would-be girlfriend, threatening to kill her because I found out that she's a spy. So,
man, what you talking about, nigga? What you talking about? Check the syllabus, motherfucker. It says it right here on the syllabus.
So you see how, have y'all noticed that due to him being the masked warrior and him running around trying to stop these assassination attempts, as well as busting up the Japanese's operations throughout Shanghai, that he's actually I would say indirectly causing more problems than solutions.
Well, isn't that
it's what we call the Superman effect? It's what we call the Superman effect. Hey, Superman, you being here for some reason, you punching the living daylights out of all these regular human ass beings. Darkseid, like, who that nigga?
we were better off keeping our heads down and not doing shit, being oppressed.
Or my favorite one that who was it? I forgot who. I think it was Kilowog that told him, like, no, Earth was fine, but you had to find that ring, did you? Now everything's trying to kill your planet. Like it, don't you?
The thing that, like, the other interesting part is the more damage he was causing, the more it was making the Japanese say, I noticed something about this person. Where's Chen Zhen?
Yeah.
Like immediately, like off the rip, they're like, no, He's not dead. And every time they question somebody, especially Chinese people, like, where's Chen Zhen? Isn't he dead? They immediately get a billy club upside the head or something for saying
nigga
that.
was in a coma, which would have been perfect time for the villains to be like, "Where's Chen Zhen? Oh, he in the coma. Word, let's go up there and go ahead and just stab him and get it over with." Just
only one problem about that. And D's not saying that they didn't know about this back then, but nobody knew what a coma was back in the night.
Also,
that nigga had a stroke. Throw him in the ditch.
Also, by the way, shout outs to Chen Zhen getting caught lacking because that gun butt, that quick fast gun butt was just.
First off, one does not let 3 fucking Chevys pull up to him like that. Yo, man, they pulled in. No, you know they meant business when they pulled in. They hit the little side jump. You knew it was over.
My man got out the car. He got out the car on a fully mission mode. He's like, yo, he's in the perfect angle. All I gotta do is open the door, step out, clink.
You know what I said when that happened? The easy way.
Here's where it gets interesting. This is him at this point. Chen Zhen is like, nah, I'm taking on everybody. This is the one-man army notion here.
So
full screen this bad boy.
Yeah, so I told this to my son. I showed this to my son. I was like, yeah, Bruce Lee did this, Jet Li did this, and now Donnie Yen has done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
now this is actually not, like I said, this is the second time I've watched this movie. This is the third time I've watched this movie. This is the first time I watched it in Japanese. So I didn't get to see none of this in Chinese. So I forgot how everybody sounded,
No, but just the fact that he's like, yeah.
That nigga here though, man. That nigga here on point though, bro. Some Japanese niggas just know how to sweat it.
Yoink!
My thing is this though.
I'm gonna say it for everybody that's looking at this. I'm gonna say it. I love Sue. She looks like John Leguizamo right there in the face. I'm sorry, but she looks like John's sister. Like, I'm sorry. That being said, but right there, she look fine as shit for something.
Oh yes, she do. Yes, she does.
I don't know why.
No. I already know. Like, you already know, D. You already know. It's them lips.
Only thing missing.
You didn't see me. I put my dick in it. Oh damn! Look how my man getting right now.
Yo, what's he fucking pulling Haron combos and shit? Like, goddamn.
Yeah, have you ever seen somebody get wasted? Have you ever seen somebody get their head rocked in virtual?
That belly to belly suit.
Yeah, man, the nuts. Goddamn.
It needed to be done. Remember, hold on. First of all, that was symbolism because he did rape his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right
here, you don't never attack a guy and you don't have shoes on. That's just bad. No.
And on some real shit, if I see somebody kick somebody's ass and then he gets up and go, wah! Run. Bruh.
Hey, General might kill me.
That right there, that's Donnie Yen. That was a string. That's all Donnie Yen.
Yeah, of course. That's like Donnie Yen's signature move. That's his that's his Van Damme butterfly kick.
And I was telling that to my kid, like all the handwork, all the footwork, that's pure Donnie.
That right there.
That was wild.
Wait. No. That shot right there when he kicked dude in the nuts for flying at him, that was also done in Fist of Legend.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
This overhead shot, the freaking camera going 360 with the roundhouse kicks, that was also Fist of Legend.
I love that shot right there. But I love how you see.
This is Fist of Fury.
Yeah, I said that was Fist of Fury. I was telling my boys like certain movements he goes into Bruce, certain ones he goes into Jet Li, and then some of that shit is pure Donnie Yen, and I love that. Like Donnie found a way to mix in three different styles, and I love it.
The one thing I want to point out is this scene alone. I feel like even though they said it was like non-fighting footage that was cut out, I got a feeling something tells me parts of this fight was cut out for pacing, which I think is a mistake because when you go back and watch movies like Fist of Fury, that tension that builds, just the amount of time it took for him to just to pull out the nunchucks and then just go ham on everybody.
Put it this way.
In the close up of the camera for the master when he's like looking with his glasses on and shit, like what the fuck is going on?
Like some movies have just a better way of displaying how time.
And there was the movie poster.
Yeah. Like some movies just have a better way of showing off, like just not just a fighting scene to make you feel every hit and all that, but to also make you feel that all of it was done like in one shot. You know what I mean? At least in one continuous shot as much as possible. So there's not that many cuts. You know what I mean?
Here it is.
Did they have to do the?
That was his Bruce Lee moment. The only thing missing was the dust up after he said that.
I know, right? Or key around him or something.
He kicked the sign at the end. I remember that.
Yeah, remember he kicked it. He's a whoop! It's one of the most famous scenes of all time. I love it, man. But I was telling my kid about that. I was like, they was mixing in all those different styles, man. And like, but anytime you see Bruce Lee. Anytime somebody does a Bruce Lee yell after kicking 5 people's asses, just don't.
Like, go away. Just leave.
But that's the versatility of Donnie Yen, because Donnie Yen, even in what the fuck is the name of that movie him and Colin Chow was fighting in? God damn it.
Not SPO.
Killzone?
No, not Killzone, the other one.
Jesus. No, he wasn't in Bad Blood.
No, the other one.
Fatal Move.
No.
No, he wasn't even in that one.
No, God damn it, I forgot.
Invisible Target.
No,
So now he just named every freaking movie, Chris. What does he got to do for you? What does Eric got to do for you?
I'm naming stuff off of Dragon Dynasty. I was just about to say
Flashpoint. Donnie Yen, his character employed a lot of MMA styles. Donnie Yen in a lot of movies, he'll try different things. Like you said, in this movie, he was adopting a lot of Bruce Lee and Jet Li stuff with his styles. Flashpoint, it was like, all right, my character is an officer. I'm going to employ MMA moves. And even behind the scenes, Donnie was learning a lot of like MMA moves. Yeah, I remember he was learning different takedowns and all the rest of that, which is weird. The Chinese hate that. But he embraced that. He was like,
Donnie Yen, he would embrace that. Certain people do, but as a whole, you breaking that internet MMA shit during any martial arts shit, it's like, why you bringing that? Why you putting raisins in the collard greens? That's the way they treat it, yeah.
But my thing is this though, when it gets to this is where I love it, because at this point it's like, all right, I'm gonna lose the all white suit and we're gonna do this.
Beijing.
Now, right here,
Tokyo.
This right here, this is also from Vista Legend.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When my man hit that pose, put the cross arms up, the Wakanda forever.
Yeah. Look, my son was like this. What kind of styles is he like? Look, my son like, what kind of styles he doing? Like karate is like Aikido. It's
considering this was the 1920s, this is straight up Bushido.
It's Bushido.
Yep.
It kind of reminded me of the shit in the Raid 2 when him and Old Boy were in the kitchen fighting and they were
the kitchen fight.
Yeah.
Oh, did you like that? Hey, Chris, did you like that that feint, that forward 3 that he just did?
Yeah, you noticed that? Woo!
Oh!
All right, I gotta be real. If that happens to you in real life, you don't know how devastating that is. That is painful. That's just a painful thing to go through. For have somebody to clip your neck and then trip you up, nah, that's embarrassing, man.
All I'm saying is both these guys probably took a good Epsom salt bath after this, because
hell yes, the amount of splinters,
bruises.
You don't take that shit,
bro. This is like fighting Geese Howard right now.
I wish there was a replicant in this. Double replicant.
I was saying, you let my man kick you in the face with bare feet. That's just disrespectful.
I don't know, man. Ryu has been doing it for the last 30 years, man. I'm sorry.
This is why I wear shoes. I'm sorry. Like, you tell me I do karate in a tournament. Yeah, you got some shoes, dog?
Chris, you saw WrestleMania. The reason why Sheamus went all out and kicked Matt Riddle in the mouth was because he got kicked in the face with that foot earlier in that match.
Now,
nasty stoner ass foot in my mouth.
Now, D, I gotta ask you, this right here, was it just me, or just like the other movie that we talked about? Was this movie feeling like, yo, we're gonna wrap up this third act real quick?
Because this is what I like to call right here, Eris, is a combination of that. It's a combination of trying to wrap it up, trying to get you to feel as much as possible right before the end. And the reason why it's so obvious because if this was an American movie, you know what you would hear in the background? Oh, beautiful force.
Eagles flying in the background.
Oh, here it comes. Yes, the thumbs down.
Time to take that shirt off, and Donnie Yen showing everybody.
So the other, there was also something else too with this fight. I felt like even though Fist of Legend did it better, because first of all, the final fight in Fist of Legend is like a whole ass 20 minutes.
Oh, bro.
Exactly. Like I said, they wanted you to feel every bit of that. You know what I mean?
Both sides.
It was one of those. It was just one of those movies.
The General and Jet Li, by that time, by halfway through the fight, both of them are breathing hard. Like, all right, this nigga ain't fucking stopping. All right.
And the first time I saw this, I thought, okay, like Donnie's getting serious, and we're about, like this fight is about to take place.
Just warming up too.
Like I thought at this point the whole fight was about to take place throughout the entire dojo. Like we're gonna go from the stairs and then make our way up, and then and then this happens.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
As soon as he got put in that corner, like broken foot.
See right there. That's Eris. Every time we play Third Strike, and he has Urian.
Just be throwing out the. God.
No, because Eris is a genius. Because Eris knows I got Chun-Li, so he already knows how to ground me.
Aegis Reflector.
Aegis Reflector the hell out of me.
No.
If it was Eris, if it's any other character, I can probably get out of it. You know it's Chun-Li, and you know I can't get out of it.
You know my setup.
Right there. That punch right there. Punch right there.
Do you know my setup? I grab you, put you in the corner, Aegis Reflector. You already got to guess the moment you get up.
I'm mad as a motherfucker. I remember I crouched down and I still got lit up by like that show like 5 times. But look, that last punch, he just did. Oh my God.
But the thing is, what was crazy about this movie is that it doesn't end on like this perfect note, like victory for China. No, it's like the fight continues.
The fight. Yeah, his fight as
one general gets replaced with another general, and it's like, well, the cycle continues.
Yeah, the fight continues, and he's pretty much on his own at this point because.
But you got to see,
he doesn't have his crew. Also, something else I want to point out, in case since we never did mention this, did you notice that the number of shots that they got of the Masked Warrior just as he's about to, descend on his on the bad guys? They did a lot of Batman-esque shots.
The little
not even that. It's just him like standing on some really, really high-ass building, just looking down on his enemies. Like, this is some Batman shit.
You know what? I think here's the thing. There is a charm about having these having like superheroes or heroes in the 1920s and the 1930s. There is a charm of that. That's Silver Age.
Zorro being one of them. Zorro.
You know what I'm saying? Them Silver Age comics. You know what I mean? Just the way it was like there's a simplicity to them. So in this same regard, it's the 1920s, So yeah, you can play that. You can play up that whole noir, that's just noir a whole lot. Just him being in the background, him being just the fact that he's wearing a mask.
I'm sorry. He's not. I'm sorry. This isn't Chinese Batman. This is Chinese the Gray Ghost.
That's all. I mean, let's be real. There's a reason why I know D. I know y'all probably. I mean, I know D is kind of like iffy about the movie. It's kind of like why I like The Phantom with Billy Zane. Like it just hits that level of like.
Did you not hear what I said about review? It could have worked. Ooh,
it's just that's a movie that's like it's pulpy. It worked for that time period.
It could have fucking worked, dude. If they didn't spend so much time on this villain that was so uninteresting, it didn't turn it like Indiana Jones like halfway through the movie. It could have fucking worked. I stand by that. It could have worked.
Broke on the purple costume, and it shouldn't have worked. But goddamn it, Billy Zane wore the shit out of that fucking costume. I was like,
but I think I think that was the best thing and the worst thing about it is that Billy Zane, he did it, but it's Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane, to his credit, he got some fucking charisma. So it's
Billy Zane. I don't think it worked for that one. Not in that one. Not in that. Look, again,
it worked in the Tales of the Crypt movie. It worked for him in Tales of the Crypt.
Chris, I'm telling you again, I'm for the movie working, but there is so much that doesn't work in that movie. There's just so much.
Hey,
And
look,
as
you
much
got-
as I want, look, Chris, as much as I want to give Billy Zane credit, you're the reason why it sucks. Ooh,
it's
you're
like
the
this,
reason
yeah,
why it's great, and you're the reason why it sucks. Good
it's that
lord,
time.
man.
It's that time period that like my aunt took me to the movie see The Rocketeer. That's a guy where the lead character. Name me the lead character of that movie. The guy that's the actor. I don't remember him, but I've seen him.
I think his name is like Cliff.
Yeah, but like that guy, like he had the face of like he was supposed to be the Hollywood next big guy because he was a young white actor and stuff. And it's like I don't remember your face, but I do remember the other chick. What's her face? That was the chick that was in the first Incredible Hulk movie, the Ang Lee one.
Oh God, I don't know. You just heard me when you said
She
Ang Lee.
was in it and stuff, and you got James Bond as the bad guy Nazi, and I'm like, but he was more of the bigger person than the guy that's the Rocketeer. Like,
But something, one other thing, Chris, like you said, the movie ends the way it does, with him continuing the fight. Donnie Yen said on his blog that I do not see this movie making no less than 200 million.
he ain't lying.
And he was correct.
36
Now,
million.
136 million against its $110 million budget.
It didn't make shit.
It really did.
It broke even, if you want to be honest and stuff, but that's about
So
it.
the question is, especially in the Asian market, what is breaking even? Remember, we have an idea of what breaking even is here in America, but that was the one thing. Remember where everybody was bringing up
that stuff.
Remember when Pacific Rim came out and we were just learning how much China gives in and all the rest of that? Yeah, so it's a bit different. So it's different.
Not counting, the money that this movie made. You also got to factor in the advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
See,
I know.
The amount of advertisement that this movie probably got overseas is one thing, but I know they were advertising the hell out of it in China.
They had to be.
And that was a lot of and it was a lot of money that I'm sure went into it. So considering that this movie only made 130 something million, I want to say they technically made less than 20 something million in profit.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it's probably around that because that's too close of it. That's too close of breaking even.
No,
for them to make anything
because the budget was already over 100 million. Mm-hmm. So for them to make that back plus an additional 20 something million in terms of profit, that's kind of a fail.
I don't think they made it. You know what? I'm gonna go as far. I don't think they made it. I think if they did, we want to. It's one of those things where we heard this before again, where the movie studio did actually break even, but we like, by how much? You don't need to know that.
Yeah.
Nah, you fine. You don't need to know. It is fine.
So, so when you really put all of this together, you now understand why there hasn't been another movie in reference to Fist of Fury, Fist of Legend, like the whole Chen Zhen story was pretty much done with this movie.
Yeah. And I think
there has not been another one. There has not been another one in this particular storyline since. The closest we got to that was the story of his master, but that was the story of his master, what's his name? Hua Hyun-ja from Fearless.
Yeah, I thought it was Fearless.
And that came out like 4 years earlier.
Yeah.
It was 2006, 2007. It was like
I think
about 3 or 4 years earlier, and then this comes out, and that's pretty much the cap off. So if you really think about it, if you want to watch all these movies in through the movie's canon in chronological order, you watch Fearless, Fist of Fury, and then Legend of the Fist, or you can do Fearless, Fist of Legend, and then this movie.
Yeah,
I mean, think one of those two. I think the only reason why they haven't again the Chinese are really they're changing up how they show their movies now, and even not just from shooting, but what type of purpose it has in their own government and all the rest of that shit. Now that sounds ridiculous, but guess what? America does the same thing. That's why there is a link between the military and movies. There's a very true link between that.
Yeah,
same thing is in China.
Why do they always, like, good example? Why do they always have to put the American military in movies that really has no business with them being in it?
A good thing.
Hi there, Monster Hunter.
Hi Transformers. Oddly enough, this Marvel movie that shouldn't have the military in it at all.
Well, I mean, the biggest.
It's like this. Like that's just a flyover. Why is there a flyover in this movie?
I mean, if you really want to really know a movie that really goes to bat for China, look at the Wolf Warrior movies. Those movies actually made on par with what like the Avengers movies here worldwide. Well, at least over in China alone, like $1 billion.
Yeah,
and those are very like huge, like part of the people liberation of China. Like,
look, I'm about to say, look what it's based off. I'll give you another example. I'll give you a good example.
But I got
one. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I got one real quick. See, you say all that, Chris, but then they sit back and they start punching a baby when they see that a Detective Conan movie beat it 3-1.
The Japanese punch him.
Oh my god!
They just find an infant and just throat punch it out.
Jesus Christ, man! They really.
I got a feeling. I just have this weird feeling that they redubbed Dragon Ball and make it like Chinese based as hell. Like if Akira Toriyama saw the dub in Chinese to Japanese, like, the fuck is this?
Here's the kicker about
that was never the plot.
Here's the kicker.
Wait a minute, why is his name Tony? His name is Krillin. Why did he call?
The kicker about Wolf Warrior is to the point to where, like, Scott Adkins plays a fucking U.S. Navy SEAL who is the most evilest of evil mercenaries sent to kill Wu Jing, and I was like, wow, you really laid on it thick on the crazy U.S. American guy trying to kill the Chinese.
One of the better examples of it. All right, good example. Renegade Cut, Leon off of Renegade Cut said this. It was a good example. He was talking about Red Dawn. He was talking about the original Red Dawn. Mm-hmm. And he said the misinterpretation of this is propaganda. It's not technically propaganda, but it is, but it really isn't. But so for the sake of this argument, it is. So if the sake of this argument, this is propaganda, I'm gonna give you another example of propaganda. Let's go to China with Great Wall. This is straight up propaganda. Like, Great Wall was the best example of that shit, man, because it was just like the monsters live on the other side of the wall, and it was these two foreigners who are just amazed at what the Chinese could do. It was just so obvious that the Chinese was just propping it up as propaganda. So I don't think this is propaganda. This is just more of your granddaddy telling you, see, this is what the
back
good
in my
stories
day,
are.
19 days.
Back in our day, Chen Zhen used to save us all.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I do want to bring up a moment that I like to call, especially for this movie, and it's called "Now What Did You Learn?" The British, like, number one, British guy insults a table full of Japanese people from the other side of a nightclub. In the very next scene, he gets a bullet to the back of the head, as if he was going to get away scot clean with what he just did. And when he did that, when he took that shot and fell completely over the edge and falls in front of all those people, here's me. Now, what did you learn?
For me, it was on this level. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Hey, stop it. Black lives matter. Yeah. That'll show them. It was on that same level of, like, white man that's in the middle of Hong Kong. Why are you talking shit to those Japanese people?
Guys, I have a better question for you. I have a better thing that bothered me. You know what bothers me? When G Money says after Nino Brown shoots him in the face. I'm like, you got shot in the face, sir. How?
Was there a moment like that in this movie?
I think it was.
Look, Chris, I love you for that.
I
Oh
think
my
that.
God.
Well, I think this movie's was homeboy getting yeeted out of the window.
My favorite part, I have to say though, but I have to say, my favorite part, like I said, was our boy barking back at the white
Yes.
man. I loved it because he's like, "This is China." I
Someone had.
loved it.
I'm like, someone had to say it.
I loved it because it hit him. Like black people in the hood do this to white people, and black people do this to white people that are in the middle of Africa. This is Africa.
You can't do that.
Look at your skin. Look at his. Like I loved it. Like good example. Nicolas Cage in Lord of War. Like remember how this motherfucker has all the power because he has all the guns. They got to talk to him. What, you going to shoot me and take all my guns? You ain't going to have no guns. So he had all the power, but he's scared as shit because what it be like, so you are the white man that's going to give us all the guns. It's like right there. It's like, we could shoot you in the head and you take your whole supply. like it was almost on that same, it was on that same level. It's that magical moment when white people realize, I don't have nothing to stand on.
I'll say this about
Chris.
We just saw it with Derek Chauvin, didn't we? We saw it with Derek Chauvin. We saw his white privilege snap right underneath.
Chris, there's another movie that did that same bit, but it was just it was more direct. This is Brazil.
This is Brazil, brother. I'm like, oh, God.
He's like, oh, this is come on. You're a long way from home.
I would say this though, about Donnie Yen before we close it out and stuff. My man has starred in a lot of movies that are based around the romance of the Three Kingdoms, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
I feel like he really kind of enjoys those movies to a degree. Even though I know, no, that was John Woo said that he was going to stop doing those kind of movies, wasn't it? Somebody said that he did. I know Jet Li said that he was going to stop doing those epic type films.
That was Jet Li who said he stopped doing epic martial arts movies after Fearless.
Okay, all right. Because I know Donnie Yen, he stays doing like those romance of the Three Kingdom type movies and stuff. It seems like that's something he enjoys. It seems like it's an easy check in a way.
It is. I mean, and plus he gets to do a bulk of the work by doing the action choreography.
To which I'm looking at Donnie Yen. So Donnie, when we gonna get that Lubu movie?
Lubu, Donnie, when are you gonna holler at Marvel about making a Snowman solo movie?
I mean, hey, look, I'm surprised.
It could happen. It could be done. We can see Snowman being used properly.
Maybe. But yeah, it was just something that I noticed. But I find it funny that like after, because it's like 2010 with Donnie Yen was interesting, right? Actually, I would say
he was on a good ride for one thing.
I mean, think about it. Like up to that point, we knew him from Dragon Tiger Gate, Flashpoint,
Iron Monkey
Knights, Iron Monkey, and all that stuff, right? I felt when he did Ip Man, that really kind of put him on the map. And then he did Bodyguards and Assassins, which was a good movie.
Bodyguards and Assassins, 14 Blades, Invisible Target.
No, but I'm just saying before that, though, he did Ip Man 2, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, Legend of the Fist. And then it's like, oh.
Yeah, the movie didn't. No, see, here's the funny thing. The movie, like Legend of the Fist didn't do as good, but at the same time, he called it. He said that this movie wasn't going to do good.
Yeah, but like I said, he turns around, does Lost Bladesman, and they kind of bounce him back. It's like, whatever, and then boom.
Because it's Donnie Yen. He's that level of treasure in China to where he could still put out a bad movie, and then bounce right back with another good movie.
I mean, he did Wuxia the following year, which worked out great and stuff. So it's like, all right.
I mean, bro, he had SPL, and which to this day, SPL is such a good movie. It's a really good movie, and it's one of those good movies where you sit back and watch it, and then you say, "Please, for the love of God, don't make a sequel. Don't make a sequel.
Please don't. You don't need to.
Do not make a sequel."
Which they didn't, to their credit. Thank God and stuff. I mean, well, they did the sequel.
I'm about to say they did a sequel,
which was actually not bad. Actually, I actually liked it.
Then, God, now Killzone, he did that one.
Yeah,
he was in Killzone.
Yeah, so I mean, it to me, I think Donnie Yen, he has a good filmography on his hands and stuff. I did like the way he finished off Ip Man 4 and stuff. I haven't seen Enter the Fat Dragon.
I need to see that one.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting because I'm like, clearly, because basically this is actually a remake of the Sammo Hung movie, which I was like, ooh, so now is he going to be like in prosthetics being fat?
I would love to see that. You know, a movie I like. You know, another movie I wouldn't mind seeing a modern take on. God, what was that movie with Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Homeboy? The one where they were in prison. Wasn't that? I say I don't want to say the wrong title. I don't want to say Project A.
Whoa, you said Donnie Yen?
No, not Donnie Yen. It was the old Jackie Chan movie from the 80s. He played. It was Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. They were all in prison. The prison movie.
I don't remember.
Y'all don't remember it? It was that.
I'm sorry, I just got you. Or who was in prison with Jackie Chan?
Okay, don't you guys remember Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung had a movie in prison?
All right, how long ago was it?
This was the 80s. It was a prison movie.
Island of Fire.
What was it called?
Island of Fire.
Island of Fire. God, I really want
1990.
I really want to know.
Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Andy Law. Tony Leung.
Yep, Tony Leung was in it.
This is again, Tony Leung before fucking was it after Hard Boiled? No, before Hard Boiled. Before Hard Boiled, like all of them young as fuck.
And the cool thing about it is the movie was such an action-packed thrill ride of a movie. I would love to see a modern take on it.
I mean,
see, I know. See, I never heard it by that title before. I know it went by a different title.
I think it was.
Was it Project A?
Nah, it was Island of Fire. That was the name of it. It wasn't Project A at all.
Island of Fire. Okay.
Yeah, Island of Fire. Yep. Kevin Chu was the director, and they shot that in Taiwan and Philippines. Damn, they did that shit in a fucking month. Wow. And they said that the
it was shot in a month.
Yeah, they said the UK version of his Jackie Chan is
The Prisoner. That was the name of the movie.
Yeah, The Prisoner, but they call it Island of Fire though. So
yeah, I got it. Yeah, Island of Fire. Jackie Chan is the prisoner. That movie was really good. It was really good.
But
yeah, that is Legend of the Fist, man. So what we got next month, man? I think we have a different theme next month, don't we? Or is it just back
yeah. We was going to do a Bruce Lee movie, but nah. We already did the Bruce Lee movie. If you ask me, we just did it. But next month, we are keeping in the theme. No, but I know next month we're finally doing Gojira. I know that much.
Yeah, we might get a lot of people for that one and stuff. That's gonna be.
I don't know. Ease up on a lot of people because real talk. One of them is a person that needs to be here. That should have been here. Like from the very beginning. It's one of our boys. Our boy Jose. He is from Cinema. What do you call it? Not Cinema Sins. What do you call it? I'm going to call it Cinema Sins. I feel like an asshole right now. Cinema Villains.
We're doing the 1950s one, right?
The very first 1954 Gojira.
Yeah. So
you got the one where you got your boy, you got this young debonair Japanese man telling everybody, no, this is not how we deal with Gojira.
Oh, yeah, kind of like Shin Godzilla, where that guy was trying to tell people, hey, we can prevent Godzilla. Fuck you, man. Go somewhere.
I always like it when you say, "Oh man, fuck you."
I mean, he really did. They told that guy Shin Godzilla, "Go fuck yourself. We can handle this shit." And I'm like, "Whoop!" And Godzilla got birthed because of y'all stupidity. I warned you.
And y'all end up getting washed.
Thank you.
But anyway, we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it over to like Asian like stuff because we got Gojira, Bloodsport. We get to finally go back and do Bloodsport.
Redo it.
We get to redo. Well, this wasn't a redo because we did all the fighting we did all of the fighting games in pretty much one sitting, and it was pretty decent. It was okay.
It was timely even because it's gonna be Mortal Kombat, and the new one is just dropping, which we might have a review for that one soon.
Yeah, so we're gonna have the review for the new one, and probably like a week or two later, you're gonna have our review of the old classic Mortal Kombat movie. And the other one that we're going to do is we're going back to one of the best appropriators of Asian culture, and that is Steven Seagal. The only person that has appropriated from the Asians as much as him has been Quentin Tarantino, but let's just be honest. Quentin Tarantino just hangs around people of color because eventually he thinks he can become them. So, but that's a little bit, that's different.
And Quentin Tarantino always quietly goes into the bathroom just so he can say nigga.
I mean,
and hold on, Harris, and masturbate to feet.
I mean, at least Quentin Tarantino lets people of color actually have speaking roles and leading roles.
Hey, Chris. I'm gonna say the thing that the sharp black woman would say back to you. Yeah, and have white people call them nigga through the whole movie.
That only happened.
No, Chris. Here's you. So what? You don't like Samuel Jackson?
Well, you said it one time. That nigga storage and motherfuckers lost their goddamn minds and shit.
I need Chris to like sit there and just look at him. And
that really is. It is my thing. It's like, look, I am not one to tell people how to feel, but at some point, I'm like, and.
But the person that we're talking about, like I said, we're going to talk about Steven Seagal, and it's above the law. Yes, we have not done above the law yet.
You know what?
Eris, I saw you. Eris was about to say, "Did we do?" No.
I wasn't going to say that. No, we didn't do above the law. We did mark for. No, we didn't do above the law. We did mark for death.
Now, here's the thing. The reason why we should be happy is because if anybody knows Seagal, above the law was good Seagal. So it was like, ooh.
The very last good Seagal was Under Siege, and then everything went downhill after that.
I know it's a piece of shit movie, but I stand for it on Deadly Ground. I'm sorry. On Deadly Ground, I'm sorry. It doesn't beat Three Black Geeks. Talk about Gilly. He came after me.
Nah, but my thing is this though. We talked about the last.
Oh, that's one of our best. That's one of our best reviews, bro. I love that episode.
The last Seagal, he fought the Jamaicans. Now this time around, he's fighting the Salvadorians and stuff in this one and above the law.
So the last time we left Seagal, it was with Keenan Ivory Wayans.
So it's safe to say that Seagal's best movie is him always beating the shit out of brown people.
Yes, it is. We always say that.
Minorities.
The browner the better. If he's beating a bunch of Russians, you're going to be bored with that movie.
You're going to be very bored.
I mean,
number one, you're going to be very bored. Number two, you're going to be very unconvinced. Number three,
I'm going to say this.
Hold on, Chris. Number three, we don't get a pie in the face.
But see, here's my thing. The one movie that he wasn't killing minorities and it was entertaining was Marked for Death, and he was killing Italians, and it was actually entertaining.
But see, the Italians was
he killed a bunch of Italians in Marked for Death because he crossed the mob. So
no. I'm just mad we didn't do what we usually do. We usually do when it comes to that shit from Marked for Death. So in Marked for Death, like when he showed up, we should would have. Oh, hey, what you showing up for? What the fuck is that for? What the fuck did you kicking me for?
Hey, what am I, an asshole?
I mean, the only brown person he killed in Marked for Death was the one brown person that the Italians hired out as a mercenary to fucking kill Seagal because they needed a minority that he needed to kill.
Oh my god, man! So like I said, we're gonna do that. Bloodsport, like I said, we're gonna go back to Bloodsport. It's great because that was one of our very early episodes. It's actually one of our very early successful episodes. But real talk, nobody listens to that shit no more. So we're gonna do that.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. There is a clothing line that recently dropped, officially licensed Bloodsport clothes, and I wish they would sponsor that episode for us.
Is Frank Dukes getting a cut? Because Bloodsport is the true life story of Frank Dukes.
Oh yes, the super duper oh my god, star spangled awesome story of Frank Dukes. No,
I just love the fact that people have been
what it is actually a couple of it's actually a couple of pictures. They got a long sleeve shirt. Of Frank Dukes doing, the famous kick to to Chong Li. The other one is a very nicely animated picture of Chong Li, and the other one, I think it just says Kumite. Yeah, it's actually set. It's actually a set. It's a hoodie and pants set of Kumite.
Frank
I've actually thought about buying it. I've really thought about buying.
Dude sat there and lied in our faces pre the internet.
First of all, you knew. First of all, like CJ, you should have known it was a damn lie where one of his kicks goes 25 miles an hour.
Look, the fact that it, you know what, and I shouldn't be shocked that he did that shit before the internet was a thing, so nobody could really verify and stuff. And then once the internet became a thing, somebody was like, "Hey, nigga, that shit ain't fucking true."
That man took that money and bought himself a tank.
Oh, he really did.
They're like, no, that's what happened in the Kumite. I took part in the Kumite 2 years in a row. Where the fuck were you at? Also, that's a pretty white person story of what you told of how this tournament really is. I'm sorry, who took you to an alley?
Hey, the smoke screen is that he made his American buddy get killed in order to take people
Yes.
Because if it was really an American story, his biker buddy would have fucking got second place and killed off Chong Li, and it would have been some Ryu and Cyclops handshake like we didn't fight. We hung shook. And that's the end of the movie.
Like, yo, man. This is such a
the fact that he was the first Westerner to win the Kumite. I'm like, dude, you really think you're gonna leave Hong Kong alive?
He would kill you.
Because with all of it, like that's what I'm saying. With all of that, it's like, wait a minute. If all of that happened, ain't there some triad niggas? I'm sorry. This was the 80s. Ain't there some Yakuza niggas looking for you now?
First off, motherfucker, shouldn't you be on shouldn't you be on Donnie Yen right now talking about this shit?
So I'm just saying, man, there's some pirates right now that are just waiting for you to show up in the Pacific again.
Something tells me that you secretly sacrificed Pierre Kirby just so you could tell the story.
Yo, this on some real shit, white folk. There's some stories that y'all can tell, and then there's some stories it's like, and you're breathing?
That's why Bloodsport could never be made today, because it's like, oh no, this is a fucking lie. Ain't no goddamn way that white boy won.
I'm sorry. Like even if you won, if you did win, there had to be some agreement where it was okay for you to walk out. And I'm just gonna be real. No, white people don't earn nothing in life. So how in the world did you?
If I want to remake Bloodsport, I gotta make it I gotta go Asian American to really piss off China. You're gonna have
to do that too.
Get Luddy Lin, who played Liu Kang in the fucking Mortal Kombat movie. Because you gotta get an Asian American to really piss them off right there.
Nah, I do you one better, and this is how we end this whole podcast. His girlfriend is played by a homegirl who played Katana off of Suicide Squad. Wow. She's Chinese. My name is Lee whatever. They be like, bitch, your name is Sakura. You ain't fooling. But anyway, next month, y'all, we still got some Asian stuff to do. So we see y'all.
We'll catch y'all later.
Pieces.